Welcome to video number 5 of the restoration of the fuselage of my Pacer. So I'm still working in my basement, still haven't got my fuselage back, hopefully this week. But in the meantime I'm still working on the instrument panel. So I got the structures painted here, I got the rack installed. Now I'm working on putting the holes into the left and right panel, so this would be the right panel here. And a friend of mine actually let me use this hole punches here that make the standard holes for instruments, 3 1/8, and I think it's 2 1/4. Yeah, 2 1/4 and 3 1/8. But I think I'm using too heavy, too thick of the material for the panel. I have a hard time actually punching the hole, and I don't want to do anything to the hole punch. So I'm just using a hole cutter here. You can just buy it in any hardware store. This is 3 1/8. So here I mark the holes for the instruments I need. So I start off for the holes here. This is where the Aspen is gonna go, and it needs a little hole underneath. That's going to be my G5, and here my CDI glide slope indicator. I'm not going to put any steam gauges back in, so this will be empty here, and I just have to add one more hole here on the side for the clock. So I'm going to show you how this works with just a regular small drill press and a $20 tool from Home, well, in my case Home Depot, and I'm going to cut the hole here. And here you can see the holes, and perfect fit for 3 1/8 inch instrument. Okay, so let's cut some more. And this is what a whole day of work later looks like. So all the holes are in, got everything mounted, make sure everything fits. So here's going to be the tachometer, oil pressure, oil temperature gauge, the compass. And then here I still have to make a cover plate. So I do have enough room to actually fit one more radio, or hopefully an autopilot or something. But this will be just covered off. So that I still have to do. Same, I have to make a fill-in strip here. And then I'm about done with this instrument panel, other than fitting it in the airplane, and then take it apart one more time, paint and label, and then I'm done with the instrument panel, finally. And finally the day has come. The fuselage is back, and I'm pretty happy how it turned out. This is here the fuselage all cleaned, was media blasted, epoxy primed and painted in this light gray. So I still find some plugs here. These are plugs that they used on all the holes where I didn't want to have any blasting go into the holes. So they put plugs and everything. So they did a really good job. And so here's how it looks. So now the fun starts, putting it all back together. Yep, here it is. Okay, so I made a checklist when I took it apart of all the things they have to go on before I start the fabric covering. So let's get started on that. So I've been busy on putting the airplane back together finally, and so far just got it back day before yesterday. I got the luggage compartment frame is back in here, so it's all already in. I put stringers back on, all the stringers are on. There's the top stringer here, all the way back here. Put this filler piece in here. At the end of the stringers, they just lay against the tubes here. So I put chafing tape here, make sure that it doesn't scratch the paint or even worse, wears into the tubes. Bottom stringers are in. And now I'm working on the instrument panel frame, also test fitted. Now I'm working on putting the front floorboard in, because I want to put the aileron cables in. And to do that, first the control column has to go in, but before the control column goes in, the floorboard has to go in, the front piece. So what I'm doing here is I'm gluing this chafing tape that you use on cowlings over all the tubes that could or get in touch with the floorboards. One for rattling, so it doesn't rattle, and also again that when the floorboards rattle, that they don't wear off the paint on the fuselage and could do some damage there over time. So that's what I just did. So glued all these chafing tapes on. So now the floorboard goes in, and then I put the control column in. And by the way, when you do a project like this, I can only recommend to get the drawings from the Short Wing Piper Club. I always have them with me now here at the hangar, and right now I'm working on putting the control column back on and the pulleys and everything. So it's really, I think, a must-have to look up how everything goes together, just double check, because just because you took it out one way doesn't mean that the previous owner put it in correctly to begin with. So he or she probably did, but I always cross-check. So in this case, I just quickly look at the drawing, say, yep, it's correct, and then I proceed. As I'm putting the controls back in the Pacer, I'm looking at the trim adjustment in the which goes in the back of the Pacer, and looking at the drawing, this angle here just doesn't look right on my piece versus what's on the drawing. And then I realized that this actually is supposed to move, and mine is pretty much stuck. But if I put some force on it, I can move it. So I wonder for how long this has been stuck. So I'm gonna take this apart, and probably needs to be all cleaned up and then put back together so that it actually moves. I didn't know this detail, so I was wondering about this. I was specifically asked to show the rotisserie that I'm going to use. So here it is. I just got the tail end done. So in the front I just use the same fixture that I basically used for the wings. These bars here, they attach to the wing root on the wings, and so now I just go diagonal across the firewall basically where the motor mount is. So that's in the front, and in the back I use the same kind of fixture, except I made a attachment here that actually it's a 1/8 inch thick steel plate that I just bought at a local hardware store, and just attached it to the tail spring bolts. And of course this pivot point is exactly the same height as the one in the front, so I can show how it rotates. So first of all, I loosen the back here, and then let's go to the front and I show how the fuselage rotates. So now to rotate, so I open the fixture in the back, and now I just open this here, and see it's pretty stable. So I can just rotate it, let's say 90 degrees to the side. Again. So of course when I work on it, I will also tie the one in the back. And we're at the end of video number 5. So well, a lot of done in this video. The fuselage is back, it's on the rotisserie. I got the yoke and control column back in. I got the ailerons all hooked up. Everything moves fine, nice and easy. Got the trim system back in, so all of this works, and confirmed that it moves in the right direction. So pretty happy what I've done so far. So again, this is end of video number 5, and number 6 will be probably a video just about the headliner installation, because I'm gonna start on that today, putting the headliner on. I've never done it before, so let's see how it goes, and see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe and give me a like.